All right, now we will move forward to some very interesting, features in MATLAB, which is drawing. Drawing might be a kind of a problem in some programming language, but in MATLAB, it's quite easy, and you will see some number of examples that will definitely show you how good is and easy is drawing in MATLAB. So to plot in MATLAB a graph, you need to take the following steps. You need to define, let's say, a variable x and set up some range of values for that variable, for which is a function to be plotted, and then you define the function y, which is f of x. So, and then you just use a command called plot x and y, as simple as this. So you need to define x as an array, and then you pass this array to a function f, and then the result will be y, and then you can plot x and y in a certain range. Okay, so look at this example. So in this example, we have x is defined as an array which has values from 0 to 100 with a step 5, right? Which is 0, 5, 10, and so on. Okay, and y equal to x. So we are trying to plot a linear relationship between x and y. And then we say just plot x comma y, and that will produce the result that we can see here. Okay, so if we take this program and go to MATLAB, let me just comment on this first, and then we don't need this. Okay, and then we run this. Okay, so what's gonna happen? Okay, so I think we need to put figure here. Okay, then we plot that will produce output plot in our case. All right, so let's go back to the presentation. Now let us take one more example here to plot a function y equal x squared. In this example, we will draw two graphs with the same function, but in the second time we will reduce the value of increment, and then we will plot the function again. So here, as you can see, we define x as values from 1 to 10. We can, change the value as we need it, and then x equal to here minus 120, and then we make the plot. So now look at this. This way, actually, what you have is two arrays with x. So the first array will be not really work, but because then the x will, when we say x equal from minus 100 to 1, you are overwriting. You are overwriting x in this case. Okay, so just make sure that this is something, some mistakes sometimes we do it in MATLAB, which is drawing the a function or defining a variable, and then we draw over that variable. Okay, so here no, I think the reason this example, I think we should I think this should be as part of part 2. Let me just do this. Okay, let me just do it here. Okay, we run this display warning. Yes, close all. There is a problem with the close all here. Now here you need to have figure. Yeah, I just want to show you the difference between when you make a plot. Yes, when you make a plot like this. Okay, so this actually plot x from 1 to 10, right? So that's the output. But if you would like to show a plot which has x now, if I'd like to change x now to have it, let me call this, for simplicity, let me call this x1, right? And make this x1. And then define another thing, define x2, right? So we can have the two plots. That's a nice idea. So here we say, in this example, we want to define it from minus 100 to 100 with a step minus 100 to 100 with a step 5. Yeah, that's a good example. All right, and then let's call this y1, and then make y2 and x2. Okay, so we have now two different plots, and then we define this figure x with y, and we would like to plot again x with y2. Okay, Now let me give you a nice trick here. Now you can plot these two outputs, y1 and y2, side by side. How is that? If I say subplot, right, and then I say I can create a matrix, say 1 times 2 times, so this is the first plot, and then have subplot of 1 times 2. This is a matrix and this is 2. So I'm going to create a matrix of drawing. So when I say 1 times 2, it means 1 row and 2 columns, right? And the first plot will be x and y1, and the second plot will be x and y2. All right, let's see how this will work. Okay, x is not defined, y. Oh, so this one should be x1 and this should be x2. Yes, x is not defined. Here we go. All right, so this is the first plot on the left, which shows the relationship between x1 and y, and on the right it shows the relationship between x2 and y. Now we can add some very interesting things. We can say here x label, and we can write here x1, right? And also we can write here y label, and then write y1, okay? And then we can do the same thing here and call this x2, and this is y2. All right, and let's plot this one more time. I'm sorry, y label, yes, correct. Okay, okay, let's do it. Here we go. See, so you can see that this is x1 and y1, and this is x2 and y2. All right, so that shows the graphs side by side. One would say, can I make it like a row wise? Yes, if you change this, make it 2, and make this 1, and make this 2, and make this 1, then you plot, it will draw it this way. Okay, so that's again possible. All right, let's return it back as is. Okay, now one more things, I can add something called grid. Okay, and I can add also something like title. Let's call this first graph, right? I can do the same thing here. Let's say grid, and then title, and then second graph. And these are some of the options for the drawing. I can also add legend. Of course, if we have more than one block, definitely it will be make sense, but I'm just doing it as a test. So I can call legend plot one, and we can put legend here as plot 2, for example. Okay, all right. So I can now make the drawing, and here is the output, as you can see. So first graph, second graph, it looks nice, right? By the way, you can move this legend anywhere you like. Okay, now one more thing, which you remember when I talked to you about, you can have the style of the text in LaTeX. If you take this command and put it here, which is set default text interpreter as LaTeX, and then if you run this, you will find the style of the text is going to be different. See, so the style of the text will become like more interesting, right? So it looks much nicer. By the way, here also, if you did this, and then you make a drawing here, see what happened? Oh, I think I have to put like dollar sign, yes, to make the, let me try this first. So make the interpretation as, yes, here it is, see? So it becomes like x subscript 1, right? So you just need, this is the nice thing about MATLAB is you can use LaTeX in MATLAB, as I said. So here, so this is going to be interpreted as LaTeX. And then if you make drawing again, see the output looks nice. So x1, y1, x2, y2, right? So that's some of the nice feature about Blot. One more thing, if let's say I would like to change the color of the line. Let's say I would like to have this as red, and I would like to have this as black. Okay, so if I made a drawing like this, so this becomes red and this becomes black, and that's nice because you can have more than one blot on the figure, and then both can have different color, right? And also you can change the style. Like for example, you can put this as dash dot, and you can make this as dot dot. Yeah, I think it should be just one dot. Yes, here we go. So make it as dotted line. Yes. All right. So this is also some of the nice features. So this becomes like dash dot, and this is become dotted line. Right. So these are some of the nice features about MATLAB. So you can add, as I just did, you can add title, label, grid, lines, scaling of the graph. You can do lots of things. This is an example of drawing a sine wave, right? Yeah, one more thing, which is also very interesting about drawing. Let's say, for example, I would like to say um, like first graph of theta, for example. I can do like theta like this. Okay, if I did something like this, let's see what theta will happen. See, it didn't do anything, right? But if I put theta here inside dollar sign, let's see what's going to happen. Here it is. So you can have symbols, which is interpreted in MATLAB, like theta, for example, on the graph. You can say here of, let's say, of, for example, beta, okay, and let's say, and alpha. So, oh, this has to be, yeah, so this, I'm sorry, this has to be dollar sign. All right. Okay, see? So you have alpha, beta, and alpha. So all these kind of features in MATLAB make it like very powerful and very interesting when you make some drawing. All right? Okay. Now here you are plotting like two graphs on one figure, or two blocks in one figure. So if I would like to try this here, okay. Okay, I think I need to open one new file, enter here. Close all makes a problem in the new MATLAB. Let me take this here and put this here so we can have the graph. And let's save this file as prog2, and then we can execute it. Here we go. See? So, and this is legend. You can move the legend the way you like. All right? So this is also nice. So here, actually, you can plot the XY and XG together. There is another way of doing it. Let me show you another way. Figure, let's try the following. If I would like to say plot X and Y only, I can say hold on, and then I can say plot X and G, and maybe I can make this red dash dot. Okay, let me try just this part. Okay, see, this is the output result in this case. So you can say hold on, will hold on the figure, and then you can plot an extra, have an extra plot. Yeah, the plot command actually you can use all these colors: white, black, blue, red, cyan, green, magenta, yellow. So it's very interesting. If you go to MATLAB here and say help plot, you can see lots of features, lots of examples. Here, this is a nice example. Maybe if you want to understand more of the features, if you do this, okay, I think I need to first of all create a figure and then insert this here, and then I'll get the output here. So this is output. All right. So here, as you can see here, what we are doing, we are using dash dash rs. So this is colors, and line width is 2. So we have a thicker white line width. We have a maker edge color black, and we have the maker face color green. So here you see here, so the edges are black, and it's filled of green, and the marker size is 10. So these are some of the features. If you look here thoroughly, you will find lots of features. This is S for the square, and R for the red. Yes. All right. Now here you can also draw some kind of, two figures. This is actually, you define equation f of x, and you define equation g of x, and then you can make the plot like this. Now, one very interesting thing is also that you can write all a complete equation here in LaTeX again, as you can see here. So I did that. So I defined something, I called it string, and in this string I wrote the equation, the whole equation, sine x equal this, and then in the legend I used the star and interpreted it as LaTeX, right? So if you feel you need something like this to make your plot much elegant, you can do that. As you can see here, this is a nice example of showed. So you have x is defined from 0 to 2 pi with a step by divided by 100, and then you have y is defined as sine x, and then you plot x and y. You have the label with LaTeX format as x and the y LaTeX format as sine x, and then you have the plot of sine x as given. And because I'm using set text interpreter as LaTeX, so this comes out very, very nice. And then I say hold on to plot another figure, which is x and 2y. So this is like a multiple. So I'm multiplying y by 2. So that's why y comes like this. And then I have the color of the line is r. And then I have dash dash. So this will produce dashed line. And then I'm defining a string. And then I'm saying this string will be part of the legend, and I'm interpreting it as LaTeX. All right. So I think this is a nice example you can try. You can set the axis scale. Also, axis means like you can play with the minimum value on the x-axis, which is 0 here, and the maximum value so this is x minimum, this is x maximum, and then -1 is y minimum, and 1 is y maximum. So this is axes. So you can set up the axes the way you like. Okay, and this is time, and this is amplitude. Generating subplot, I mentioned that before. So you can create subplot like this way. So this is 1 times 2 matrix. So this is a matrix which has a row, 1 row, and 2 columns. All right. So that seems very interesting features. Also, you can plot or show a surface by using the command called mesh. So if you have a matrix and you would like to visualize this matrix in 3 dimension, you can say mesh x, mesh y, mesh z, and this is a way that you can do the mesh for the 3 of them. So actually mesh x here will produce the kind of plot like this one, and then this one, and then that z, now x, y, z will be like accumulated this way. You can also in MATLAB draw a bar chart or contour or 3-dimension plot. So you can use the command bar, and then it will get you the, let's say this is a student grades. So you can have the bar chart this way. and then you have the label students, and the Y label is score, and then you have the title as first semester. So this is also one of the nice features, the bar chart. What about the contour line? If you would like to draw a contour line, so you can use some function like mesh grid. So mesh grid here is actually now it creates like here it's a kind of a matrix x and y. So this is -5 with a step point 1 to 5. So this is going to be the values for the x. It will create values for the x, and then -3 to 3 with a step point 1. This will create values for the y. And then you say g is a function which is x squared plus y squared, right? And then after that, you draw the contour of this function. So just for you in this case to see how this happened, um, we can go here, let's say close, then CLC and say clear all, and then insert this here. Let's check what is x. See, x is a matrix. Size x is going to be a matrix in this case. Size y is going to be a matrix in this case, right? If we say figure, then we do Control V. Now we will see the contour. All right. So this is some kind of a nice features. Now for a 3D blot, you can blot surface or grid as we said. So you can plot this surface here. You can say figure, right? And here you have the values for x and y again, but this is equal values for x and y, and then you can plot this as a figure. Control V. Now this will draw the figure for you. By the way, you can play with this figure orientation the way you like. So you can see more about the surface the way you like, right? Which is a nice option of the MATLAB. Okay, here also, so this is a result, and of course MATLAB can do algebra, but I really don't want to go through it. But I mean, if you feel like you need algebra, so you can substitute in equations, solve two equations together. So these are some of the nice features about MATLAB. You can solve the equation and get the roots. So all these kind of feature is available. Now, one more thing which is very interesting, which is solving system of equations in MATLAB, which is a very powerful and which is very important, especially in regression. So we're gonna talk about this in details, how to solve these two equations together in MATLAB. So, and here we have some example on doing it. Okay, but what we plan to do later on is we're gonna solve the two equation using a backslash b, and we will discuss it in more details. Okay, now also there is fitting a straight line and finding roots for a polynomial. Okay, so these are all features. We're gonna talk about it step by step. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will try to implement all these kind of features, because it's really gonna help you while you are doing your work. Thanks a lot.